I thought long and hard about what to play for this particular piece, and I thought it had to be Beethoven because, well, you know, it's Beethoven. He's the king. The perception we have of Beethoven is that he's this kind of angry, deaf composer, and yet I really like to challenge certain ideas that we have about composers. Here's a guy, Beethoven, who, when he was a teenager, was almost beaten to death twice by his alcoholic father, born into a family of, you know, syphilis, poverty, alcoholism, God knows what else. And of course, he lost his hearing, he became deaf, he suffered incredible amounts of pain, was having holes drilled into his stomach by the end of his life to relieve the swelling. And yet, out of that comes this man who creates some of the most extraordinary music ever written. And the piece I'm going to play was called a scherzo, which means joke. It's not so much Chris Rock kind of joke, more along the lines of Michael McIntyre. It's some gentle humor. And what's amazing about it is that he writes it, and a few months after he's written it, he ends up wanting to kill himself, going to this place called Heiligenstadt, which is a kind of 19th century equivalent of the Priory, to kind of face his demons. It reminds me very much in a way of that show Mad Men, you know, where the guy's, you know, on this big convertible car with his kind of tumbler of whiskey in one hand, his cool hat on the other, and he's driving along checking out the girls. It's got very much that kind of vibe to it for me. And again, amazing to me. This was written over 200 years ago, and yet sounds so completely current that it's, you know, it's what makes Beethoven immortal, I guess.